Hi guys, welcome to today's video and to my channel if you're new here. I'm Debbie if we've not met before. Today we're going to be doing a first impressions of this palette. It's the Greed by Lucky Bunny Cosmetics. I did a little haul from Lucky Bunny, which are an Australian indie brand, and their palettes are all based on the 7 Sins. I bought the 3 that they've got already, so I've got Envy and Gluttony as well to come up in future videos, but I wanted to play with this one first because it's very beautiful. It's all purples and pinks, which I love these kind of tones, so decided to pick this one as my first one. So if you want to find out a bit more about the brand and see me create an eye look with this palette, please keep on watching. Okay, as I say, I picked this up from Australia, from Lucky Bunny's website. It's the only place that you can get it. And I was a little bit concerned before ordering it how long it might take for products to ship from Australia, being some in the UK. But I was super impressed. It took 2 weeks, which I think is incredible with how far it's got to travel and the kind of world situation we're in. And I didn't have to pay any customs either. Now, I don't know if that's common because it's from Australia or whether I just was very lucky in this occasion. But I'm super happy about that anyway. But if you're from the UK, can't guarantee you won't get customs, but I didn't on this particular order, which is always nice. Now, one thing I will say about this palette, you've got to be very careful when you hold it up. I've got 2 shades that are falling out. They're not glued in properly. And I did see that happen to my friend Anki as well. Anki has done a video on this one for sure, and I think on the Envy as well. And I've seen Nikki Raven talking about this brand, but they're the only 2 people I've seen talking about it. But it just intrigued me because it's a monochromatic colour story. So I'll show you the other 2 as well in a second, but this one's all purples and pinks, but it's got a lot of variation for being just a monochromatic palette, so it makes it a bit more versatile what you can do with it. The first one they brought out was this one, which is the Envy, and that's the colour story in that one. So if you see what I mean here, we've got some sort of aubergine kind of dark tones in there, we've got some silvers, we've got a nice blending out shade as well as the greens, so just makes it a lot more versatile, a colour story to do more looks with for sure. And then the Greed, which I'm going to use today, was the next one out. And then the third one in their line is the Gluttony Palette, which is this one here. And that's the colour story here. And again, you've got some neutrals in this one to kind of balance some of these blues, which I think was a very good idea. So you can do that sort of neutral look with a pop of blue on the lash line if you wanted, but you can go ultra sort of sea green or bright blue as well. So there's quite a lot of directions to take these palettes in. The packaging is all cardboard on these, there's no mirror inside. Again, I kind of appreciate that because I think it's a lot more recyclable. I don't feel like I need plastic on my palettes or mirrors in my palettes at this stage. There's so many mirrors in other palettes that I have, and I don't tend to use the mirrors from them anyway because I have a mirror here. Okay, so getting into creating a look with this one then, just to let you know, there's 6 mattes and 6 shimmers, so nice ratio there. I'm going to use the shade Lola to really like darken up my outer corner. Probably going to stick in the purples today. I like the sort of cooler tone purple, so I think I'm going to use Trixie, and I'll probably put Candy on my lid. So I'm not going to do anything too complicated with this, just kind of the shades that speak to me the most, I think. So to begin, I'm going to use Angel, and I'm just going to use a light dusting of that in my crease just to set my primer. And I don't do that always, but I think it might help because I'm going to be blending some quite dark shades. Might just help to give them something to blend into. And it'll also stop that concealer creasing quite so badly, which is what it's doing now. That's a beautiful pastel pink. That's not far off of the colour of my hair now, which I'm not going to lie is why I went in with the Greed palette first, because I think it's got the tones that match my hair best. So going in with the Sigma E45 blending brush, I'm going to go in with Lola in my outer V, and then once I've got the colour down, I'm going to start bringing it through my crease a little, probably to about the middle of my crease. Got a sort of wing shape going on because that's what I like to do. Getting quite a lot of fallout with that brush. I'm going to swap brushes. Only with my Linda Hallberg 303, it's a bit denser. I think we'll get less fallout from that just for this packing stage. Don't know if it's me, that's going on a little bit patchy on me, so don't know if it's the way I'm applying it. There we go, that's better. It just needs some building. It's a beautiful cool tone colour though, I do like it. Now I've got a lot less colour on the brush, I'm just going to blend above there a little and bring in a bit more. I'm going to take a blending brush, no additional product, just to really blend on the edges. I want to just sort of fade this colour out. Kind of up to my temples a bit really. Not finding these very easy to work with, they're going super patchy. I don't know if it's just this colour. I'm going to take the Trixie shade now and kind of blend in this centre section here. I like that shade a lot more. I think that one's blending a lot easier and I'm not getting as much fallout. Really trying to get some intensity into that crease. Just taking the Angel shade, the pink that we started with, and I'm just going to help with this blend above here because I still think it looks a little bit patchy up there. For my lids I'm going to go with Amethyst and then Candy. So Amethyst in the part towards my outer corner and the centre of my lids, and then Candy on the inner part. I'm not trying to make a cut crease, so I'm just going to liberally put NYX glitter primer all over my lid really, but just haphazardly. Getting Kaleidos S4 is one of my favourites for applying shimmers. I'm flipping the brush and going into Candy, which is the lighter purple. Just going to blend a bit of that Angel, the pale pink, just in my inner corner there. My lower lash line, I'm going to use this as a base. This is the Nabla Cupid's Arrow Stylo number 3. I'm going to put that in my waterline and on my lower lash line. I feel like that's made all the difference, just getting that lower lash line on. I'm going to take the Trixie shade just to set that lower lash. And I'm just going to blend below, brush with no additional product, it's just got a bit of that pink left on it, the Angel shade. The only part of this look I'm not happy with is this corner here, we've got some patchiness. I'm going to see if I can rectify that somehow. I'm going to try using that Trixie shade because I think that Lola shade is pretty patchy. I think it would work just to deepen a outer corner, but where I've taken it out to, it's just not working. So I'm going to try Trixie. Yeah, I think that's just helping to fill in that patchy bit there. Yeah, I think I should have stuck to Lola on the outer V and then taken Trixie where I'm putting it now, and I think it would have worked a lot better. So I think some of that is my fault, and I think it's the sort of colour that does go quite patchy when you blend it out from whatever brand I've tried. That looks way better. These layer on one another really nicely, so that's a bonus because it helps you to correct any mistakes that you've made really easily and build up that colour payoff. Okay, that's as smoky and as intense as I can get it, I think. I think I've cured this problem I had here by layering a couple of those shadows together. So that Lola shade, the deeper shade, definitely would have worked better, as I say, just as a deepening up shade in my outer corner. I should have used the lighter purple, the Trixie shade, to do all this blending out work. I don't think I would have had nearly so much trouble. But I'm just going to hop off camera now for the finishing touches, and I'll be back with you to sum up some thoughts, my initial impressions, and show you the finished look. Okay guys, here's the finished look. And I really like how it turned out now. I had a bit of a struggle to get there, as you saw in the video. So the shade Lola, this one, I did find it quite patchy, not going to lie. I did struggle to build up the pigmentation, and When I did that, it was great, although I was getting lots of fallout. And then when I tried to blend it, I was getting some patchiness. I think it's just the nature of that kind of shade, and I think the way I used it probably wasn't the best way to use it. I think I should have used, as I say, that on my lid or in my outer V, and then blended it with a lighter purple. And then when I did that, I've rescued it. But what I would say is they're ultra blendable and they do layer on each other. So that's a plus because you can build the intensity. I think I was trying to go in with too much pigment at a time. It's getting used to a formula that you're not familiar with sometimes for me, and I have to play. So this is purely a first impressions because I feel like I've not used even half the shades. I mean, what have I done? Lola, Trixie, Amethyst. I've used five shades. So the shades that I've used, as I say, no problems with Angel. Thought that was a really pretty pink actually. It's unusual to get a pink blending shade like this rather than like a bone shade, and I'm happy to have that in a palette of these shades like this. I think the colour story is absolutely beautiful. It's genius because you could take it like really bright with this like candy pink. You could do some neutrals. You can really make it smoky and purple like I've done. And the overall finished look is absolutely beautiful. I mean, I'm really happy with it. But it did just take me a little bit of a struggle bus to get there. The shimmers, what I will say about the shimmers is if you like these ultra reflective shimmers that are foiled with glitter particles, that isn't what these are. These are true shimmer shades, but nonetheless they are absolutely gorgeous. They're not difficult to pick up at all on a brush. I use glitter glue, I always do that, but they've got quite a lot of shimmer and luminosity to them, but they are true shimmers. They are not a foil shade. And as long as you know that and that's what you're buying, then I think you'll be really, really happy with them. So I'm not sad I bought it at all. I can't wait to dip in the green one actually. I think the green one looks absolutely gorgeous, the Envy. But I want to play with this one a bit more and create something perhaps more in the warmer toned pinky purples and see how they perform. Also, this is an interesting shade, this Storm shade as well. It's a shimmer, but it's a very cool shade, that one. So you could do a nice smoky eye with that as the base on the lid, I think. You can see got a lot of looks in it. And for being monochromatic, because I don't buy monochromatic palettes very often because they're very limiting and you can't do very much with them in my eyes. But these spoke to me because of the way the colour stories are put together, and just wanted to try a new indie brand really. And so yeah, I don't think it's my best work ever, but I do like the look now I've finished it, and hope you enjoyed seeing my first impressions on the palette. I'd love to know if you've picked up anything from Lucky Bunny, guys. Let's chat about it in the comments. But other than that, thank you so much for watching. If you're new to my channel, I'd love it if you consider subscribing before you go. And hope you're having a lovely day or night wherever you are, and I'll catch you in the next one. Bye guys.